Parsons. And I also want to acknowledge Dean Lakin in the back. And as some of you may know, I've spent 29 years in higher education and thought I would retire in higher ed, and I may still. But I left Parsons last March. In fact, a year ago this coming Wednesday. And now in the private sector. And boy, it's a different world. But do you mind my household name? I mean,
oh, I think you are.
I will be at an airport gate, and some people will come up and say, can I take a picture with you? Of course. And invariably, someone will come up later and ask, who are you? So, household name. Thank you.
What I wanted to know about Project Runway was how it all got started.
I received a phone call in my office at Parsons in January 2004 from a woman by the name of Jane Lipsitz. And she said to me, we are talking to people throughout the fashion industry. We're looking for a consultant for a reality show we want to do about fashion. And I said to her, and Marcia was sitting with me, I said to her, a reality show about fashion? I said, this industry's in enough trouble without that. Because I had a certain perception of what reality shows are like, and I was picturing them picking people at random off the street, and we're going to make you into a fashion designer. And anyway, I reluctantly agreed to meet with Jane and her partner, Dan Cutforth. And after I hung up the phone, I Googled her, and found out that she's the Project Greenlight producer. And Project Greenlight, if any of you know it, has a huge amount of integrity and seriousness of purpose. And I thought, well, maybe this will be a more interesting conversation. But they were looking for a consultant only. And I met with them and was a little dubious in the beginning, and as they must have been of me. I mean, they were talking to dozens and dozens of people, and they asked me, with a pause, so I knew that this was going to be the key question, they asked me how I would respond if they were to say that they want the Project Runway designers to design and make a wedding dress in 2 days. And I very matter-of-factly shrugged and said, they'll have to make a wedding dress in 2 days. And then they looked at each other in a very meaningful way, and I asked, did I give you the wrong answer? And they said, no, you're the only person we've talked to who said it could be done. And I said, but wait a minute, let me qualify it. You're going to get a basic column with no sleeves and no embellishments. It's going to be very, very basic. But they said, you're the only person who said it wouldn't take at least a week, or it should take a month. And I said, but that's, you know, if you want an hospital to rent a gown, yes, that's what's going to have to be required, but that's not what you're going to get as an outcome. So I was very, and also what placated me is that they said that they wanted to work with real fashion designers, people who work, this is what they do. They were educated in this, or they were practicing it. So I was very placated and very excited about the possibility of working with them. And then the phone didn't ring for a couple of days, and I thought, oh, drat. The phone did ring, and they said, we want to work with you. So we worked together for about 4 months, devising the challenges, talking about the characteristics of the designers, and that the designer should possess. And we had one debate, one issue about which we disagreed, and you'll be interested in this, because someone planted in their heads that the designers didn't need to make the clothes, that there could be a sample room where everything was made. And I said, then what do you do when we have the runway deliberation? Say, fire the pattern drafter? I said, unless the audience sees these individuals getting metaphorical blood all over their hands, or in some cases literal blood, they're not going to believe this, they're not going to buy into this. Anyway, I won. And then they asked me whether I would go on the auditions, which was not part of the plan. And the plan was I was sort of a startup consultant, and then they would take over. And I did go on the auditions, and I spent a good deal of my academic career in admissions. And I had missed that, frankly. I hadn't done it for years, probably, 15 years at least. And the Project Runway auditions were very much like my admissions days. People come in and you ask them questions, you see their work, and you assess how good, bad, or indifferent they'll be coming into Parsons, in my case, but Project Runway at that particular moment. So we move a lot of people. If you know about the process, candidates come in, they fill out a whole ream of paperwork, They bring 3 items or looks that they've actually created. They bring a portfolio, it's either a lookbook or drawings, and we evaluate it very quickly. And there's a pre-screening process. And we moved about 120 people forward that season. And I will tell you, among the, I won't say thousands and thousands, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who showed up, 85% of them were about to be design school grads, programs such as your own. And